out there, okay?
What is going on? What's happening? I'm your host, Sean Fitzgerald. We're back on the JCPenney podcast with me, my co-host, Jerry LeBlanc. Week 1 in the books, and this is my nightmare.
This is my nightmare.
This was about the worst week, I think, of football that I can remember. The Dolphins are a laughingstock. All 4 of my fantasy teams lost, and my team in this league lost in the fourth quarter. My dynasty is now just a T because George Kittle's gonna be out for some weeks. Yeah, everything sucks. But shout out to Window and Brad in the chat. And speaking of which, I'm gonna switch gears here. Take a look at this. We got the chat up on. I don't know why this isn't working. I swear I hate this stupid. Oh, that's why. Okay. Got the chat up and working now. We have our first question from Brad. Which starter? Brad wants to know, Jerry, which starter?
I'm not on the screen that I'm looking at right now. I have a blue screen for my face.
Well, you'll get there. I fixed that.
Okay.
Which starter Pokemon would Julia and Claire be, respectively? Post your answers in the chat. This was a hotly contested discussion today.
I wasn't a part of this. I didn't hear anything about this. Also, the answers are really obvious and
really obvious. Now I want to know.
Yeah, this is like super obvious.
Okay.
Claire's Bulbasaur and Julia is Charmander.
You were so close to the right answer. You got Claire right, by the way.
That's the objective right answers. You're telling me that Julia is Squirtle?
Yes, Julia is 100% Squirtle. She loves the water and she wears sunglasses.
It's absurd.
She is a Squirtle, but no. You nailed Claire. Jason did the thing where he was like the Gryffindor thing, where it's like, oh, I'm a Gryffindor. Like everyone says they're a Gryffindor. Shut up. Like everyone says their starter's a Charmander.
That's not true. Not everybody says that.
I'm a Hufflepuff. I get it. I'm just saying, like, people like.
Of course, you're a fucking Hufflepuff.
Tryhards like to be the Charmander mains, and it's like not everyone's a Charmander main.
Yeah, Brad is objectively with the right opinion right now.
No, but my daughter's not why is my daughter a Charmander? I don't get it.
What? Why is that a bad thing?
I'm not saying it's bad. I love it.
She's just a Charmander.
All right,
That's
all right,
what
all
she
right.
is.
All right. So
we all know that the Squirtle grows up to be the Blastoise, which is the one everybody wants. So.
Hey, Brad, if you want to suggest a font that is in Stream Elements, I'm happy to switch to a different font, but leave me alone.
Yeah, see, I think that's also what Brad is saying right now is 100% true, that you can't be objective. Like, you can't be objective about what your kid is the starter.
I mean, I picked Bulbasaur, just saying. Let's get back to football. What a terrible week for so many reasons. I have your matchup. Well, I don't know why. We're gonna go to mine first.
We can start with mine. That's fine.
No,
we
can
talk
with
about how I hate my life
always.
and I might unalive myself.
So me first, bro. Because not only did I lose my matchup, I lost a slap bet that I was absolutely on pace to win.
Slapping your face. Also.
Dude, if it was a bet, it would have been voided. That sucks.
Just that. Also, that's not true. I guarantee you that the unders for George Kittle won and the overs lost on all of those bets.
I don't think that's true.
I promise you it is. He played a whole half.
We have like we have 7 people watching right now. Can y'all figure this out about whether George Kittle's bets were voided because of his injury?
You think he played 2 quarters and the bets were voided? This is just the mark of a man who doesn't gamble enough. I promise you that those all counted. People were literally making the argument that Xavier Worthy's bets should be voided, and they weren't. He played one play.
I thought I saw something about it, but anyway. But yeah, no, I got screwed. And here's the thing. I was ready. I was locked and loaded with the... I don't know if you've ever seen the Spider-Man meme from when it was like the careful, he's a hero, even though that was a Mandela effect that never was actually in the movie, but they're lifting him up on the bus and they're like, carefully, he's a hero. I
no, I
had
thought
the
you were doing.
Lamar
I thought you,
Jackson ready, the Lamar Jackson meme ready after he saved my team. He was going to save my team, give me the win. Aaron Jones did nothing all game, and then the
yeah,
Bears
much to
pooped
my
the bed in the
chagrin.
fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. And
it's bad time, Bob.
well, here's the thing. I won the championship last year, so I won the matchup that mattered. But
Oh
like,
my god.
I'm not gonna let it go until I lose it. Um, but this was the
Hey,
exact.
just a really quick question. How'd the two tight end thing work out for you?
I mean, great until it would have been fine.
Until you lost?
No, great until George Kittle got injured. If no, seriously, if George Kittle doesn't get injured, I win this game. It's that simple. George Kittle had 10.5 in the first half in the second quarter. No. Look, I lost. I deserved to lose. I'm not saying I didn't deserve to lose. Pacheco stunk. Pickens stunk. Dolphins defense, which saved me not saved me, but helped me last year in the championship. Hurt you. You live by the Dolphins defense. You die by the Dolphins defense. It's fine.
I was so sad just seeing the Dolphins score. It's like
Oh,
this was depressing. And then
this
it
is the
was like it was made that much funnier when Mike McDaniel after the game was like, well, I guess it can't get any worse. It's like,
honestly, this was the most demoralizing loss that I've ever experienced as a Dolphins fan.
yeah, the tuxedos seem kind of fucked up now, right?
Yeah, yeah, they do. Is that onions? Onions and ketchup? No, like and here's the thing. I also can't be too upset. Like I think I was fifth or sixth in scoring. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was sixth. I was seventh in scoring. Granted, there was someone else who went. I mean, you went 118 as well in a loss, but like, you know, I'm not.
We'll get to my matchup later, but like I'm gonna be able to complain enough about that. So let's talk about your matchup first.
All I'm gonna say is like, as far as the last thing I'll say about my team is like, it's not panic button time. You never want to
It's
like
1 week.
right. Like it's week one. Like there are teams that I think are starting to hit panic buttons a little bit, or starting to like worry. Like, do I have staying power? Have major questions. I don't think I have as many. The biggest question right now is addressing George Kittle's injury, but thankfully the two tight end thing actually might.
Hey, look,
work out
you
in
have
that
another
regard.
tight end that you can start. It's perfect.
It actually
It
might.
lost you this week, but it might win you future
It
weeks.
didn't lose me this week. Like that's not
You're
the
right.
reason
You're
I
right.
lost.
You're right. Nobody else on your team did anything, so you were going to lose no matter what.
Okay. Like you're not helping. You're just trolling. Like
Oh, my bad. I didn't know I was supposed to be helping. I'll help from now on.
I mean, I think my team. The bigger question is I didn't get much help on my bench, so I'm gonna have to fill in somebody on the bench or
That's
make a waiver
true,
wire
Sandy.
ad. And it's Chris Olave or Stephon Diggs right now, unless until Chris Godwin shows something. But none of my running backs on my bench. Now, granted, Quinn Sean finally signed, so who knows where that gets me. But Pacheco has enough question marks after week one. It was a bad game script based on where the fact they were trailing.
The
all
Chiefs
game.
just played so weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what the Chiefs were doing. I think Pacheco probably should have done more. But like just kind of flipping over to Brad's side right now, like
I was gonna say.
I had high hopes for Justin Fields. I didn't expect him to do that.
I don't know that that's long term sustainable. If Justin Fields finishes as a QB1, I'll eat my words on this. But I felt like that game was more of a flash in the pan. That game was very hotly contested. It was a shootout. Like both quarterbacks played extremely well.
It was, but his floor, like his rushing keeps his floor pretty high. I mean,
He's gonna have bad days. Like
I mean, sure, everyone. I mean,
not
you can say that
everyone.
about anybody.
Josh
I
Allen
don't
and
know.
Lamar Jackson don't have bad days.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
I mean, I could look at last year's stats to see what they did, but like
this is about Justin Fields' ceiling, is it not? Like,
I mean,
30?
obviously, I mean, geez, I mean, if the ceiling's 30 every week, that's wild. I mean, I thought the Pittsburgh defense was going to be able to do something, but also, I don't know. This was just, I will say, I didn't expect how this week was going to go at all. There was a lot of people. You remember like 3 or 4 years ago when I took Aaron Rodgers in like the 10th round and was like, yeah, I just got the reigning MVP. What the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all are idiots. And he couldn't score more than like 10 points. and then he fucking joins the Steelers and drops 30 also. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But like Brad got 6.5 out of Amon-Ra. I
That's
mean,
the thing. It's like
I mean, he left 8 points on his bench from another quarterback, and he still got a win. I mean, I think there's a lot to like about Brad's team right now.
I, I don't disagree. I also think. I mean, I didn't. I have. I'm pretty sure I had Brad in my top three. So like,
I don't remember exactly.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You may have. I honestly don't remember.
I don't disagree with your premise that Brad's team is a good team. I think he was very fortunate to get a win in light of the fact that his wide receivers largely underperformed.
I mean, he put up 125. He's third in scoring, and he had people also underperform. I don't know.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he was, but he had his entire wide receiving core underperformed. Again, if Aaron Jones doesn't get that touchdown, he has a week 1 loss.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things like that happen though.
I'm just saying, like
I get what you. I get what you're saying. It was a
Brad's
weird.
top three.
I literally said I thought it was a weird week. It wouldn't have surprised me either way. I believe I picked Brad to win last week, so I'm gonna take a victory lap really quick.
Well,
Yeah, and like I think this is like a big part of what my point that I'm getting at is like he did still leave points on the bench. Like he could have started a Dunze and gotten more. He could have started Michael Penix and gotten more. Like,
but he's not
he
starting
had
Michael
points.
Penix over either of his quarterbacks. At least not in week 1. And he's not starting.
Yeah, I mean,
Romo
obviously not
Dunze
in week.
over any
I
of his
mean,
wide receivers.
obviously he's not because he didn't because week 1 has now passed and he didn't. But I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where who was it on the Thursday night game who was having a really good game and it was like, Javonte Williams for Dallas. It's like, oh, I probably wish you had started him. I'm like, well, sure, in hindsight, but like, no, if he does a great week this week, it gives me more confidence in him next week. So like, I feel like
Sure.
Brad now has 3 quarterbacks. He has a lot of confidence in starting. And honestly, Brock Purdy looked like hot garbage for like 2.5 quarters. Don't know. I'd love to start him going forward. And
Well,
if Michael Penix can give you 24, nice.
Part of the problem with Purdy is that like Kittle went down in the first half.
He doesn't have the Avengers. I know.
He doesn't have targets. Who's he throwing to? Ricky Pearsall. Like,
Who?
yeah, exactly.
Didn't that guy get shot?
Yes, and he's their best receiving target.
Yeah, no. Christian McCaffrey is their best receiving.
Okay, fair enough. It's not named Christian McCaffrey.
If he's healthy, who knows?
Yeah. So
All right.
the
Let's make a
closest is this the closest win in our next matchup that we've ever seen?
Damn near.
I mean, I'd love if someone has time. Any of you who don't have a child and a second on the way,
I don't think anybody has a second on the way.
To look at, I mean, this would take
Other than you.
this would take a.
But it also like makes me mad because it's the closest matchup. It's also like the lowest scoring fucking matchup I've
Of
ever
course
seen
it
in my life.
is. It's
This
fantasy
is-
football.
This is like worse than remember when Jason won a championship with like 84 points?
Yeah.
This is like on par.
No, I mean this is yeah. But to Brad just mentioned in the chat, and I think he's correct.
Point oh four is really hard
has
to
to be. It's
beat,
the literally the smallest unit of measure. It's a
fact that
yard.
McMillan-
It's one
the fact-
quarterback yard.
The fact that McMillan gets a win with 88 points is infuriating. How is it possible that 9 and 10 fucking play each other this week?
He won by the size of his cock. Like,
Times 10.
I wouldn't give him that much credit. One passing yard. He won by 1 passing yard. I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is one of the situations where, again, I always love to look at the defenses just because that is the most random element. 15-point swing on defense in Jason Smith's favor. Like, honestly, the biggest takeaway I have in this matchup, other than the fact that, clarification on this, does the ice bagel rule apply due to an injury?
I mean, technically, yes, but it's all voluntary anyways. So
I get it. I'm just saying, like, if
I
I'm
mean,
gonna get
it's such a
slapped after an
weird-
injury, I think ice
it's
bagel
such
after an injury.
I mean, like I said, I think the answer is yes. He played in the game. He got 0. It is what it is.
But we both had Jason Smith in our top 3. He was the only consensus top 3 after the draft pod, and he put up the lowest number this week.
This is true, but so I'll just throw this out here really quick. He lost by as thin of a margin as you can. He left Javonte Williams on the bench. That's 19.4. He left Garrett Wilson on the bench. That's 19 points. I mean, he could have had an extra, like very easily could have started either one of those guys.
Why didn't he start Garrett Wilson? Is my question.
Because he wanted to start Xavier Worthy. He wanted the upside.
And Jerry Jeudy? You started a Cleveland Browns wide receiver over Garrett Wilson?
See, there's a lot of things in play here because Jerry Jeudy was hot garbage. Or no, excuse me. Jerry Jeudy ended the season last year very, very well. Garrett Wilson was hot garbage. I know because I had him last year. Aaron Rodgers throwing to him, he can't do anything. Justin Fields, apparently he's the best wide receiver on the planet. I don't know. All I'm saying is he just as easily could have put up 128 in this week, and it wouldn't have been unusual.
I mean,
it was a weird week. He got 8. He combined for less than 20 points out of his quarterbacks. I don't think that's going to happen again when you have Joe Burrow.
I'll grant you that Burrow is a major aberration.
It was a weird week. I can't understate that right now.
But there are,
and like Chase Brown scored a touchdown like 5 minutes into the game, and then like didn't score points afterwards. I don't know.
Shout out to Brad for that sweet reference. Jerry Jeudy, the Pontiac Bandit. That's Doug Jeudy, isn't it?
Doug Jeudy, I think so. Something
Doug
like that.
Jeudy. No, but like, I grant you. I'm not saying that again, it's week 1. Let's overreact on the podcast. Let's not actually
panicking.
Overreact.
I'm not panicking, but both of these teams look like hot garbage after week 1 because no one knows how to start anybody who actually does anything good. Because as I sat here and said that Jason, didn't start Javonte Williams, didn't start Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Emeka Egbuka
drops 22 points.
Well, he is a consensus.
Jalen Warren has 13.
Let me stop you there for a second. Emeka Egbuka was like a consensus, like everybody loves this guy, like especially with Godwin out. Like he is like I got asked on Sunday by Pugs, about a separate PPR
Shout out
league.
Pugs.
Shout out to Pugs. I got asked by Pugs, would you start Jamison Williams in a PPR league or Emeka Egbuka? I'm like, I go Egbuka. I said to him, I said,
I probably would have been wrong. I don't know what Jamison Williams did this week, but I'd be wrong probably.
I don't think he did very well. But we can look it up later. I'm sure it'll be on someone's team. But like I said,
pretty sure he's on my team.
It's close. I lean Egbuka because the upside is just massive. Dude had 2 touchdowns, didn't he? Like he lit up the Falcons. And that Baker Egbuka stack is going to be beautiful until Chris Godwin gets back and maybe beyond that. So like, again, why are you I mean, I guess I can't fault him too much because he's starting, Ashton, Genty, Chuba Hubbard, Dave Montgomery. He's starting Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and DJ Moore. I guess I get it, but like hindsight being 2020, that's a really bad bench.
Yeah. No, like, and that's kind of my point through all of this is like they both had really shitty weeks. They both should feel bad, but they also both have things that they can look forward to because they left points on the bench.
Do you know what we can all
and you can't expect Xavier Worthy to put up 0. Like the fact that Jason lost by that little amount, I stand by my pick of Jason Smith. Like Xavier Worthy gets hurt by fucking Travis Kelce on the first play of the game. Like Jason Smith should have won this matchup.
Just like I should have won if George Kittle didn't
Despite the fact that if he gets one more point, he still is only 9th in scoring.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
You want to feel even worse?
Yeah, go ahead.
James was the 4th highest scorer this week. Now, granted, Josh Allen put up 38. Like, if you take... And Derrick Henry put up 28.7. I'm kicking myself for Derrick Henry.
Colin Cowherd literally said this on a thing. Like, Josh Allen threw more yards in the 4th quarter of that game than over half of the league threw, period.
Yeah. No, I know.
No, he threw for fucking 150 yards in the 4th quarter. Baltimore choked. That's all it is. And I mean, Derrick Henry, and also I don't get what Baltimore's doing. It's just like for the first quarter and a half, it's just like Derrick Henry's averaging 14 yards a carry. And then for like the next quarter and a half, they're like, does Derrick Henry even need to see the field? Why would we
Zach
hand him the ball? Like, I don't get it.
Zach mentioned he sent me a DM and he's like, "Hey, your guys' take on the pod was or your take on the pod was pretty spot on. James's first two picks were
Sure.
amazing, and the
Look
rest
at
of
the
his
rest of his
draft was
team.
garbage."
3.9, 1.3, 3.7, 2.6, 8.1, two out of his defense. Like JJ McCarthy actually came alive in the again, one of those spots where he looked bad
Yep.
for the first for the first half of that game. JJ McCarthy looked awful, and he came alive in the second half. But like, no, the fact that James ended up anywhere near the top five in scoring when one, two, three, four, five of his how many did we start here in this league? 11. Five of his 11 scored less than 4 points is
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry carried him to a win.
I mean,
Or
yeah.
carried him to a top
Sometimes
five
that's
scorer.
sometimes that's all you. And I mean, not a win. Yeah, I guess that's true. He didn't get a win because Zach's a box, but
Zach is a box. Like, and Zach's team. I mean, the numbers are
I
solid.
mean, I also like Zach. I also like Zach's team though. I mean, I expected
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I said that from the jump. Yeah, I had him in my top three. I expected him to be good. And he also left 19 points on the bench from Debo Samuel. Like Cedric Tillman, 13.7 on the bench. Like he left points on the bench. He could have had more. I mean, not that he's
Tony
gonna start
Pollard
all-
looked good on the eye test too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that you start Debo Samuel in the first game there, but I mean, it was the Giants and Debo Samuel was, I mean,
That's
is Debo Samuel. So like, it wouldn't surprise me if he threw him out there
That's what I
ahead
don't
of
like
D,
about Zach's
like,
team, honestly, is this is a game I hate playing, which is guess the wide receiver.
who do I start? Yeah.
Right.
You want to be
Because
able to set it and forget it. I get it.
he can't. He can do it with his running backs. He can do it with his quarterbacks. He can't do it at wide receiver. He's gonna be trying to pick and choose wide receivers. Now, granted, if there's anyone in the league who is best suited to do this, it's the box. But like, you know, I'm sure whatever wide receivers he starts will put up like 50. But like, you know, anyway.
This is true.
Let me ask this: of the teams, and we haven't obviously we still have two matchups to go. Of the teams that in our league, is there any one team, and we can this is a question to ponder over, and it's a question for the chat too. Is there any one team that you think, or who if there is one team that's most likely to hit the panic button, who is it and why? And I'd be curious to hear what the chat has to say. I'd be curious to hear what you have to say on this. We don't have to answer it now. We have two more matchups to go.
I know who I'd say at this point. So, but yeah, let's get through the rest of the matchups first.
All right. So next matchup, you want to event? Go ahead, have your therapy session.
No,
Show me where on the Christian McCaffrey leg, like where on Christian McCaffrey's leg he hurt you.
So, are you happy I changed my team name?
I do. It's really good.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey hurts.
I love the fact that I also have Jalen Hurts to be able to double down on that.
It's beautiful. It's a perfect team name. Well done.
Yeah. So, don't get me started on the whole Christian McCaffrey thing. The fact that it's Thursday and they're like, by the way, guess who has a calf injury? It's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I go out there, and what do? I drop Kyle Pitts to pick up Isaac Guerrero, just to make sure, because I'm like, I'm not having what happened last year.
And what
again.
happens?
No, I mean Christian McCaffrey played. He played fine. Didn't score a
talking
touchdown.
about
Put up
Pitts.
8. Oh well, yeah. No, I mean that's a whole other thing that Kyle Pitts ends up putting up more than T.J. Hawkinson. That's a frustrating thing for me. But no, but at the last minute though, I drop Isaac Guerrero. I pick up the Commanders' defense, and what does that do? That's a 15-point swing for me.
Yep.
And I felt good about it. Like I expected to lose this matchup. I picked against myself. I picked Alex last week, and all week long I just kept looking at the thing, or all weekend long I kept looking at it and seeing how I'm at 25% or whatever it was. Sunday ends and I'm like 76% to win. And I'm like, I think that DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson can combine for 14 points. That's totally reasonable. I'm gonna win this. And like the first drive happens, and DeAndre Swift has like 3 catches on the first drive, and I'm like, I'm gonna easily win this. And then
Hawk just nothing.
Just nothing. TJ Hawkinson couldn't get targets. I mean, I think he had 3 targets, got 2 catches for like 10 yards.
No yardage.
Yeah, I mean, just couldn't do anything. And even like they had at the very end of the game, I'm like watching the very end, and DeAndre Swift is in the backfield. It's 1st and goal on the 1. They're down by 10. I'm like, just don't do anything. Don't do anything fancy. Just power run. Give the ball to DeAndre Swift. Let him run the 1 fucking yard to score a touchdown. And they do a fake. He rolls out. He almost gets sacked. He throws into the back of the end zone. He gets a touchdown. Okay, whatever. I fucking lose. It is what it is. I feel a little bad that Kyle Pitts is not on my roster. I don't think I was starting him anyways, so it kind of just is what it is. I was really on the fence between Geno Smith and Matt Stafford. It sucks that that actually would have made the difference, but that's fucking fantasy football, it seems like. I mean, little things can make all of the difference. I mean, I also got a little lucky in some situations, like Achan getting a touchdown late in garbage time.
Yeah.
Like that kept me in the matchup. Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts. I knew that.
Alex thought he was going to lose. He thought Swift was scoring for sure there. And I just want to
That's yeah. I mean,
I do want to circle back. Zach also mentioned in the chat, are you phrasing having good bench wide receivers is a bad thing, bold strategy cotton? No, I'm not saying having bench wide, like having depth at wide receiver is a good thing. I'm saying figuring out
it's a good thing when there's bye weeks going on, but like,
but when you're trying to figure out which one of 4 or 5 wide receivers to start, for us mere mortals who don't have the luck box on our side, it's hard.
Yeah, I go through this every. I mean, last year in particular was a thing where it's like my bench is a magical place where everybody just goes off and the people that are starting don't do anything. So yeah, Zach, if you can just have your guys that are on the like in your starting lineup go off every time, it's great. But like that's not everybody's life.
And I just want to say, like looking at all the team names, there are some really good ones this year. Like there are some fantastic team names this year. I'm really impressed. But I think this was the matchup, arguably. I mean, to be fair, I'm biased. I love Bark Nova, and I also love my own team name.
But only certain people get that one.
But I love, this is my favorite matchup of team names. I think they're just both excellent.
I don't know. I personally like Shake That Bear.
I hate that you almost made me put porn on the stream.
I didn't know that you were gonna.
I didn't know what it was
for that, which is why it's funny because I wasn't even watching the stream and I was like, "Yeah, Sean, don't actually Google this because that's what it is." And then as I was watching it back to see what matchups we picked, I realized you were streaming.
Oh my god!
You're sharing your screen for that.
Yeah, I will say I was surprised. I had you and Alex both on the borderline of top 3. So I'm not surprised by the scores.
No, I felt a little like I don't know how I was supposed to feel going into the Monday night matchup. I'm like, because going into the Monday night matchup, I was projected for #1 in points scored in a win. And I lost, and I think I'm like 6th or 7th in scoring, and this is bullshit. I don't like it. But at least Christian McCaffrey played. I don't think that the Dolphins offense is going to look that bad for the rest of the season. T. Higgins just couldn't seem to get on the radar. Devontae Adams also like kind of low in the target share compared to Puka Nacua. I thought that Devontae Adams was an upgrade over Cooper Kupp from last year, not Cooper Kupp in general, but just last year. I don't know. I like this. I still like having the stack of Stafford and Adams. I feel good about my team. I expected to lose this week. Kind of just is what it is.
Well, last matchup, Window and Scotty. Window of all teams. Now we both had Window, I think, in our bottom 3. I know I did.
We did.
And he was the #1 scorer.
This is true.
Is it time to put respect on Window's name?
My answer to this is right in this moment is going to be no. And here is why. I think that Caleb Williams just had his best fantasy performance of the season. I don't think that he's going to go out there and I believe he had a rushing I'm trying to open up the stats right now. I believe he had a rushing touchdown. I don't think he's I don't know. I don't know what
He
it
had
was.
he had 6 carries, 58 yards, and a tutty rushing, and
Yeah,
then 210 yards with 1 tutty throwing.
yeah, if you tell me that Caleb Williams is going to average 10 yards per carry with a touchdown every game, like sure, like I guess he's just like I'm a believer in Caleb Williams. Like I literally had an argument with Samantha's brother a few weeks back about how if you had to take Drake May or Caleb Williams right now, who
Caleb
would you take?
Williams.
And I'm like Caleb Williams, obviously.
Yeah.
And he was, I mean, he's a Patriots fan. He's going to be high on Drake May. I get it, but I'm like, no, Caleb Williams is not going to give you 10 yards per carry and a touchdown every week.
Correct.
And if you watched that game, Minnesota's defense just couldn't tackle. It was like Caleb Williams would throw a pump fake and they would jump as high as they could ever jump in their lives to try and block the pass, and then he would just run around them. It was
Yeah.
the weirdest defense I've ever seen against a quarterback who's not really like a true dual threat. I mean, maybe Caleb
He's
Williams
got some mobility.
he has mobility, but he's not Lamar Jackson.
No.
He's not Justin Fields. He's not. I wouldn't even say he's Bo Nix from a running standpoint.
I think he's
Is he
close
Justin
to.
Her? I mean,
think
maybe
he's
he's in
close to
that
Nix.
realm. Maybe he's in that realm. I don't know, but like, they were really like not trust. Like, I mean, obviously Minnesota's defense didn't think he was going to run. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
I think he got way more out of Caleb Williams than he will. Zay Flowers.
the bigger one is Zay Flowers. That's what I was going to lock in on.
We're on the same page when it comes to Baltimore wide receivers.
But
believe.
but is that? But here, this is the ultimate question with fantasy football, right? Like, there are players who who are off the radar and come in and just have amazing seasons out of nowhere. The way I just want to see what Zay Flowers' target share was.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
9 targets, 2 tutty, or I'm sorry, 9 targets, 7 catches, 143 yards, and a tutty. Like, it's a strong stat line, and I understand one game is one game.
It's a great stat line.
But like, and I to your point of like Caleb Williams had his best performance of the year. If someone said to me this is going to be Zay Flowers' best performance of the year, I would not at all be surprised. Like, I think this probably was, but
Totally agree.
you never know if this might be if Lamar might be leaning on Zay hard this year. Maybe he's the guy. I don't know. I'm just saying. The same flip side argument is CJ Stroud. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if Houston's offense passes the eye test anymore.
I'm not a believer.
But
like, he had a great rookie year, sophomore slump. This is how he starts the third season. I don't like it.
But who knows? Like, there are games where CJ Stroud's going to go off, and Window put up the highest score with CJ Stroud putting up under 10, with Malik Neighbors putting up under 10. You know. There are, and I also thought Khalil Shakir passed the eye test. I think I'm not gonna say that Window. I'm not gonna say I was wrong yet, but of the teams that I was like, of the predictions I made post draft, the one I am most questioning is Window. Because I'm like wondering, maybe.
I don't think so yet. I'm not willing to go against that. But do you remember last week when we were talking about lineups and we were both kind of like, really? He's starting Caleb Johnson? That kind of seems like a weird thing to do. And he ended up not starting Caleb Johnson, and look what Caleb Johnson did.
You're welcome.
You got into the negatives. You're welcome, Window.
If you listen to this pod, you're gonna get good advice.
Now, Window got a good matchup this week. I think he played the third lowest scoring team because Jason's played each other. So he was winning no matter what this week. But like, -2 out of a guy he was looking like he was ready to start. I mean, we did this podcast on Wednesday last week. Yep. This was the night before games started.
But you know what you love to see?
And it's not like Pittsburgh's offense didn't do anything. They put up 34.
Well, I mean, if I'm looking at Scotty's team, there are, like, Scotty is the one who put up. I mean, Scotty put up the 8th highest score of the week. He was, third to last.
It was bad.
But again, there are also reasons, and I said I had Scotty kind of on the playoff bubble. There are reasons why it's not as bad as it looks.
Oh yeah.
Tet looked good. Justin Jefferson did have a touchdown. Tyler Warren looked amazing.
Yeah.
You know, they're like his team overall has, I think, a decent floor. The concerns for me are, and I said this post draft, I'm not big on Bo Nix, and I wasn't big on Bo Nix. I wasn't big on Amari Hampton, and neither one really did a lot to impress me much. Like, Scotty says he's only worried about his QBs, and I'm very worried about his QBs, his QB situation. But like,
I will say of any team that just had the 8th highest scoring week, I'm not worried because I don't think that Bo Nix is going to have another week this bad. I think Jonathan Taylor kind of had the bottom side of his range. Marion Hampton, rookie running back, first game, probably one of his worst weeks of the season. Justin Jefferson, I think, has way more upside than just 13 points. I mean, Lad McConkey's the only real wide receiver there. I think 10.4. Like, I feel like I'm looking at it going down his roster. I'm like, it
obviously
wouldn't
there are
surprise me
higher
if half
ceilings.
of his. Yeah, I feel like half of his team. It wouldn't surprise me if this was their worst week of the season.
I don't know about that. I and especially like I disagree on that point. I agree with you that his team
I'm
has
saying
a
it wouldn't surprise me.
much
I'm not saying
higher
it
ceiling.
will be.
I'm
not saying it.
I'm saying it
like,
would. If you told me that more than half of his team had their worst week of the season this week, I would be shocked.
I said half, but like, no, Bo Nix wouldn't surprise me if that's the lowest. Marion Hampton wouldn't surprise me if that's the lowest. Jonathan Taylor, same deal. Lad McConkey, same deal.
Definitely won't be Jonathan Taylor's. I would put a slap bet on that. This will not be Jonathan Taylor's worst week of the season. I will put a slap bet on that. As someone who had Jonathan Taylor last year,
barring an injury mid game, I would take that slap bet.
I don't want to get slapped twice.
If he does not get injured mid game, I will take that slap bet.
I'm not going to do that without.
Is
No,
the lowest he gets.
No.
If he starts and finishes a game, think about it. We can decide by the end of the pod.
Well, let's go back. Let's circle. Now we talked about all 10 teams.
You don't want to double or nothing?
No.
I do run really good at slap bets. Scotty should be advocating for this slap bet right now.
So now that no one in the chat made their kind of pick for like who is the most in trouble here. If you're in the chat,
I have my answer. Yeah.
Like while we're talking, please do. But I'm curious what your answer is.
My answer or their answer?
Yours. No one in the chat's answered yet. We'll go through it.
I think despite the win, the answer here has to be McMillan. Like, again, I think that this is Jamar Chase's worst week, but like, Bengals didn't look good. DJ Moore, I mean, the Bears offense actually looked pretty good for a lot of that game, and DJ Moore wasn't a big part of it. The Detroit Lions offense just in general looked bad. And that's also an indictment on Alex's team because he has Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery actually had the larger of that share. I think it was like 11-9 split. It was still pretty close to 50-50, but like neither one of them did anything. Jared Goff couldn't really get anything going. And I get that the Green Bay Packers are not a bad team, but correct me if I'm wrong. The Lions were the best offense in football in the regular season.
Jerry, you want to do that slap
bet
bet with Jonathan Taylor?
Why?
I'm just asking if you do.
I mean, I'm intrigued. Why? What did you just learn?
Nothing. Brad told me to do it.
Well, Scott says slap. 11.3 average is a low and RB1 at the end of the season. No way, it's his lowest game. But yeah, people are expecting Jonathan Taylor not to be a low end RB1, right?
If I win, do they offset and we're not neither one of us slap each other?
No, we both slap each other at the same time.
I don't want to.
Not at the same time, just on the same occurrence.
Can we offset?
Is that what you want?
Kind of. I don't want to get slapped by you.
I get that.
I'll do it as a double or nothing.
Who knows what slap you're getting there? Are you getting the Scotty slap?
The thing is, I would give you the Scotty slap if you give me the Scotty slap. But I'll go double or nothing if you want.
I'll think about it. I'll let you know by
the end. Now he's backing out. Come on. Anyway, go on.
I'll let you know by the end of the pod.
All
like
right.
I feel like if you're drafting Jonathan Taylor, you're expecting him to be better than a low end RB1. I think you're expecting him to be a top 5 RB. So I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me. But like no, like looking at McMillan's team, I'm just I wasn't a believer in Ashton Genty. I wasn't a believer in Chuba Hubbard. They actually had the better weeks of his team,
Yeah.
and he still only finished with 88.
I I
I'm
would
concerned.
I mean, Brad has a fair point as well. He mentioned James is the pick for most panic worthy, because of lack of depth, and I think there's a fair
Sure.
case for that. I mean, Keon Coleman, by the way, had a great performance on his bench. Hollywood Brown also had a great, like, he's got actually some bench players who went off. The question is it sustainable? And the other question is, like, one of the things that I said on the pod I actually was fine with, and I'm in other leagues I'm kicking myself for doing it, is picking up Kenneth Walker III and Charbonnet, because it's like, at this point, who do you start? Do you start Charbonnet because he looked just so much better? Do you start? I mean, do you trust Kenneth Walker III to start anymore? You got to start somebody at running back too. And again, with regard to Keon Coleman and Hollywood Brown, who do you start them over? I mean, I can understand, maybe you start wide receiver 3 and flex and bench Travion Henderson and Matthew Golden, but, like, you're not benching AJ Brown or Terry McLaurin for Keon Coleman and Hollywood Brown. So, Alex also agrees that it's James. He said he, lucked out with 3 guys to score over 120. And again, these are fair criticisms.
No, I agree. I mean, we obviously both had James in the bottom, and you look at how his wide receivers did, and he's, like I said, I think he's pretty lucky. I mean, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, and Matthew Golden combining for 8.5 points, and he still put up 122. I think he's pretty lucky to have put up that score.
I mean, there's a part of me that says the answer is me, just because of the Kittle injury, like, forces me to. I think I have actually probably the weakest bench right now in the league. Barring Quinshon Judkins becoming a starter, like a true starting player from a fantasy perspective. I don't think I have the depth that I think I had some of the weakest depth in the league, and I've lost a starter for like 3 to 6 weeks probably. So I think you can make a case for me. And I also think Jason is probably panicking internally. If I had to guess, Jason Smith, that is. I understand your points about, like, there's reasons to not hit the panic button for him, but, like, I was never a believer in Nico Collins. I understand he put up bonkers numbers last year overall. He also cost Brad. He's part of the reason Brad lost his title, and I just don't. Again, we talked about Houston not looking great. I don't know if I trust Nico Collins anymore. Xavier Worthy, same thing about Kittle. Like, how long is Xavier Worthy going to be out? What's the estimate?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get, yeah.
Day to day with a dislocated shoulder, like, I would say it's going to be at least a couple weeks, and that's probably best case scenario. And now, who are you starting in place of him? Who do you have in your depth? I mean, you can't replace Xavier Worthy with a running back. You already have 3 starting last week. So I understand you might want to get Javonte Williams in, but I guess you're going to plug Garrett Wilson into Xavier Worthy's spot. But then, again, you're relying on Jerry Jeudy, and you're picking between R.J. Harvey and Javonte Williams at flex running back. Like, I also don't know that I trust his quarterbacks. I mean, other than Joe Burrow. Like, and Joe Burrow had a really bad week, but, like, Trevor Lawrence and Dak Prescott both put up essentially 10 or a little less,
Yeah.
He had a really bad week across the board, and I know he's going to be looking to make trades at this point, but I know he's also panicking internally. So those are the predictions, or those are the I should say the recaps. McMillan said he'd take the slap bet. On which side, McMillan? Meanwhile, Jerry, are you gonna take it with me? The double or nothing.
Like I said, I'll let you know by the end of the
all
pod.
right. I'll let it go.
I'm thinking about it.
Let's just quickly move to the standings for a moment. It's so dumb. As you can see, it's standings don't really matter too much right now.
Yeah, we're 1 weekend.
We're 1 weekend, but It is interesting. What I think is more interesting is just seeing the totals of the points scored. Uh, Again, window leading the pack. Everyone's in a pretty healthy cluster, generally speaking. The entire league's separated by less than 50 points. Um, so yeah, not much data to. I'll bet the top 8 don't have a single digit game. I
Who
don't even.
said that?
I don't understand what that means.
He means the top 8 running backs don't have a single digit game, is what he's saying.
That none of them do?
That is what he just said.
That's a really dumb slap bet.
And here's the thing. I was literally like throwing out the Jonathan Taylor thing. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm not saying I think overwhelmingly this is his worst game of the season. I never said that. I was saying I think he had 11 points. It wouldn't surprise me if that's his worst game of the season.
The top 8 running backs, one of them is going to have a
single digit.
game.
I would imagine.
I will take that.
McMillan,
if you want to confirm that slap bet, I will take it with you. But let's go to our predictions. Week 2, I face off against Scotty. The line, I mean, actually, I need to. I am bad. It's Tuesday. I didn't set my line because it's Tuesday. I didn't set my lineup. George Kittle's going out.
give me 30 seconds.
I guess I'm putting in Stephon Diggs for now. I might put in Olave, but that's probably the only change I'm making. So now I'm projected to win. So eat it, Scotty. Now he's saying top 4. Get out of here. I got to think about that. Because one of them is Derrick Henry, and I don't think he'll put up single digits. Yeah. It's interesting. This isn't a matchup where or a week. So one of the things that I've realized, I know Jerry's not here right now. One of the things that I realized I did that I don't love, that I've never done before, in addition to taking 2 tight ends, is I put a lot of shares in one offense. I didn't realize I had 3 Cardinals starters until this week, right before my week 1 games, where I was like, oh, that's not great. Because it caps your upside. Yes, if Kyler throws to McBride or if Kyler throws to Connor, I get those stacks. But it does just limit the upside overall, where I can't have everybody go off. It's not like Kyler, Connor, and McBride are going to put up 20 each in a given week. So I don't love that. Scotty picks himself. Eat it. I mean, I'm going to pick me again. And if this is my curse that every time I pick me, I lose, then I'm going to go 0-2. But I am going to pick me as well. I think I have a lot of matchups that are favorable. I mean, again, like, so Jerry, what you missed was I just talked about, like, the fact that I did something I never did before. Or I in addition to drafting 2 tight ends, I did something I don't usually do, which is I have a lot of shares in one offense, which is Arizona, with Kyler, Connor, and McBride. It kind of caps that upside, having that many players on one team, because they can't all put up 20. They can't all go off. With that said, they play the Panthers this week. So as good of a matchup as I can get for Arizona. I do think, I mean, the Chiefs matchup against the Eagles is going to be very interesting because, again, I think the Chiefs are kind of reeling right now. And they're playing their biggest foe. So I could see them, again, getting behind and Pacheco really having an awful day. But the rest of my team looks good enough. Again, favorable matchups. Puka gets the Titans. Cortland Sutton gets the Colts. And I think they're as good as they looked last week.
Do you have the stomach to actually start Javonte Williams against Miami?
I don't have Javonte Williams. Otherwise, I would.
What am I looking at right now? I'm literally looking at your matchup. Sean Fitzgerald, Dynasty. Oh, what is this thing just glitching? And
It glitches sometimes.
oh,
But George Pickens gets the Giants. He didn't look good in week 1, but he's got the Giants. Stephon Diggs gets Miami's doo-doo
there
secondary,
we go. Okay.
which just lost Storm Duck for a couple weeks as well. Their number one
Lamar Jackson
corner.
against Cleveland is nice.
Yeah, like I have stacked matchups across the board. Oh, one more thing I'm gonna change. The Dolphins defense is getting dropped tonight. So if anyone wants them on waivers, they're gonna be available soon. I am like I learned my lesson. Watch them put up 20 this week. But yeah. I'm picking me, and Scotty picks himself. Who you got?
Well, Scotty doesn't get an opinion here. I think I am going you. I don't love the Pacheco against Philly matchup because we're assuming Jalen Carter's going to play this week, right?
I mean, I would assume
Maybe,
so.
maybe.
There's a chance he
I
gets
don't know.
suspended, but I doubt it.
I mean, I don't think he's going to get suspended. I mean, I think if that happened like in the fourth quarter, he probably gets suspended. But the fact that it happened before the game even started
Yeah.
means that's the only game he's going to miss. Um, yeah, I think I lean you. Just looking at how all the matchups
Carter is
line up
playing,
here.
Scotty says.
Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, despite that, I still think that I lean towards you, despite the multiple people who are not playing this week on your bench. But guess what? People on your bench don't play, right?
Well, I also think that, again, my hope is that Drake May's upside against Miami's shitty pass defense is capped by the fact that I have Stephon Diggs.
This is somewhat true.
Um,
He is, in theory, the number one wide receiver there, right? I mean, I don't know who else it would be.
I mean, New England loves their tight ends. Josh McDaniels is coaching, but anyway, one of the interesting things is McMillan, I think, mid-pod changed his team name.
Why the fuck would he do that?
And I don't know that I understand it. Oh, wait, yes, I do. So he has Cam Ward, he has Tyreek Hill. It is chasing Cam Hill toe. Okay. I get it.
Why is toe the only word that's not capitalized?
I mean, that's a great question. Maybe it's a small toe. But interestingly, both projected over at or over 130. Zach is a 2-point favorite.
Zach's a box. He's going to continue his winning streak. That's just the way. He had a top 3
hate
team
it,
coming in.
though.
He's a box. He's not going to lose. It is what it is. Like, let's move on. I hate it. I hate it too. But Zach's going to win.
I'm going to go McMillan.
You know, slap it?
No. But I'm going to predict McMillan. No, I think, I mean, looking top to bottom, right? Like, I think Baker will offset some of Jaden Daniels' value. I mean, because Baker outscored Jaden Daniels in week 1. I think his running backs can go toe-to-toe with Zach's, although I give Zach the nod. I think his wide receivers beat Zach's. Tyreek Hill is the giant question mark. If Tyreek Hill can become Tyreek Hill, McMillan wins this game. If not, McMillan loses this game. Tyreek Hill's the big X factor.
This is all about whether or not Miami can be the Miami of last year offensively or not.
No, it's a huge question mark, but he got Egbuka starting again.
I mean, I do think that like Jamar Chase is currently the 77th ranked wide receiver. That's not going to last. That's not going to last. Yeah. So
I mean, JJ McCarthy looked great against the Bears as the game went on,
but Zach's still a box. It doesn't matter the analysis. Zach is a box. He's going to win.
I'm going McMillan.
I'm going Zach.
Next matchup, you versus Jason Smith, projected 140.
Yeah, my team's really good. That doesn't matter.
Your team's good on paper?
I might as well change my team name to good on paper.
And you're playing against the original good on paper.
This is true. And I like my bench. So it makes me so mad. Like DeAndre Swift is on my bench. Jameson Williams on my bench. J.K. Dobbins got the majority of the work, just like I said he would, on my bench.
You poor thing.
I don't know what I'm going to do about Matt Stafford versus Geno Smith. I might make a change there.
Start one
I
of your
feel
bench
better.
guys.
Yeah. I mean, I currently have a bench spot open because I finally dropped the Washington D. I feel a lot better about the Ravens against Cleveland than I did against Buffalo, so I probably will actually start them.
Yeah. Well, you are playing against the number one defense though in the league, which is the Broncos defense, which put up 14 last week and is going against Indy and Danny
This is true.
Dimes. So it's
Well, Danny
this is
Dimes looked
un,
really.
this is an unstoppable force meeting an immovable
I mean,
object.
well, I don't know what to expect because literally everything I saw was like, wait a minute, Saquon Barkley can't do anything and then goes to the Eagles and wins the Super Bowl, rushes for 2,000 yards. Danny Dimes leaves the Giants and looks like Peyton Manning. Is the Giants just the problem?
Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah,
Jackson
that's
Dart,
kind of what
future
I'm getting at.
MVP.
I mean, no. I mean, on a different team, maybe.
Yeah, no, when he leaves New York, obviously.
Yeah. So I'd like to pick myself. I think I have the better team overall. I think, like again, my projections are great. My defense is, or my bench is great. I'm gonna lose because that's just what I do. I can't win, so I'm picking Jason. And also, I do like some of Jason's players. Like I really like Chase Brown. Joe Burrow's not gonna have as bad of a game as he just did. Also, he's playing Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's hot garbage. I mean, despite the fact that they beat the Panthers in Week 1, I mean that doesn't matter. He's also starting Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams looked good against the Eagles, and now he gets the Giants.
Yeah.
Like Javonte Williams is gonna fucking drop like a 40 burger on me. It's just reality. I'm gonna lose, so I'm going with Jason.
I think this will be a really close matchup. I'm actually having a really tough time calling it. There's a couple matchups I like in both. I do like Achane for a rebound game. Christian McCaffrey gets New Orleans. They're garbage, and the 49ers are going to lead that game, so McCaffrey's going to be running down their throats. I think,
so,
honestly,
but
game script matters so huge in these games, and it's just like, can't you see the Bills? I mean, like, but all the running backs, can't you just see all the running backs in this matchup running away with wins and just pounding the rock? Like, this is going to be decided by the running backs, I feel like, more than the wide receivers. But then again, I think that also favors Jason Smith to an extent because, like Garrett Wilson, for example, when the Jets go behind, they're going to be throwing to Garrett Wilson. You know, when the Texans go behind, they're going to be throwing to Nico Collins, even though he's been garbage from a fantasy perspective. I think it's close. I'm going to give Jason Smith a slight nod.
yeah, I get it.
So, and that's a battle of 0-1s too. Whereas McMillan and Zach's a battle of 1-0s. That's so crazy. Battle of this is James versus Brad. Interesting that the projection's only 2.5 right now. Projections mean nothing, I guess. But Purdy questionable and London questionable for Brad.
Brad is a team of destiny. I said it last week. I'm
Every
gonna
time you
continue to
say
it
that.
every single week. I said it last week and you won, and I'm gonna say it again this week. Also, James' team is hot garbage. We both had him in the bottom 3 for a reason. Yeah, he overperformed week 1. It doesn't matter. His team is trash. Like, he's not going to have the number 1 running back and the number 1 quarterback at the end of this season. Also, by the way, Keon Coleman just happens to be a top 5 wide receiver. Yeah, talk to me at the end of the season.
And you know who he gets to play?
Brad's team is better.
He gets to play against the Jets, who just gave up 4 passing touchdowns to Aaron Rodgers. Like,
yeah, I get it.
I'm going James.
But I expect the Buffalo will go up early, especially behind the legs of Josh Allen. He's going to run the ball, and they're going to go up early, and they're just going to run the ball, and that's going to be it. Like, no, Brad's going to get this win.
I don't like. I think again when we talk about game script, Kamara's not going to be that actively involved when New Orleans starts losing. I will say Kenneth
are they
Walker.
going to start losing? Tell me, do you think they're going to start? San Francisco
do you
really
think the
didn't look
Saints are
that
going to
good.
beat the 49ers?
I'm not saying that I think the Saints are going to beat the 49ers. What I'm saying is I think that game is going to be much closer than you think it is, considering that the 49ers just had a close game and they lost George Kittle.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I just the biggest question for me is again with James is like Kenneth Walker. Like I freaking hate Kenneth Walker, and he's still starting both Kenneth Walker and Trevion Henderson. I don't know if James is gonna make switches here. Um, he's got options.
Probably not. He ain't paying attention to this shit. He ain't watching the pod.
That's the thing, but he could switch right now. All he could do, James, I'll tell you what to do because Brad just beat me. I'll give you the hints. Swap out. I don't know. I would put Trevion Henderson in running back 2. I'd put Hollywood Brown at your flex because Xavier Worthy's out and he's going to get more targets. And that's probably what I do and leave it alone. And you'll win this week. If James does that, I'm gonna make a conditional prediction. If James does that, he will win. If James doesn't do that, yeah, I'll probably lose.
That's gonna win.
But I'm predicting
I'm
I will.
Brad.
Just to make it easy for prediction's sakes, I will pick James. I do like a lot of his. I like Josh Allen. I like Derrick Henry running down Cleveland's throats. I like AJ Brown in what might be a shootout with Kansas City. You know, there's matchups I like that favor, and also Trevion Henderson's going to run the ball through Miami. Miami can't stop anything. So, yeah, go James. Lastly, Alex versus Window in a battle to see who can go 2-0. I do think that Window overperformed in week 1.
I mean, yeah.
I think there will be a coming back down to earth. Brock Bowers pulled up with an injury at one point in the game last week. It looked like it might be a hammy. Windows says he's predicting himself. Let me see what it was.
Oh, everybody's predicting themselves.
It was a knee issue. Says there's no concerns moving forward, but he just looked a little gimpy. If he's at 100%, and he knows better than I do, but I'm just saying I don't trust that he's at 100%. Like I just feel like Alex is a better team overall. CeeDee Lamb's gonna eat against the Giants. We talked about the Giants not having a great defense. I think Herbert looks really, really good. I mean, he's the quarterback. He's the number 5 quarterback in fantasy right now. I think he'll have a great game. I'm gonna go Alex.
I do think that Jahmyr Gibbs has a bounce back week. I think CeeDee Lamb is not the number 15 wide receiver. I mean, Justin Herbert looked really good. I don't think Brock Bowers is Brock Bowers. Like you already mentioned about the injury concern. I don't think Zay Flowers is the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. And Bijan Robinson, he's the number 2 running back right now. Half of his points came on one play. I think I have to lean Alex. It wouldn't surprise me if Window wins this matchup, but I think I lean Alex.
I am putting in, so I predicted, just so we're clear, I predicted myself, McMillan, Smith, James, and Alex. And you predicted... Who'd you predict in my matchup between me and Scotty?
I don't remember.
I don't remember who...
Somebody play back the tape.
But you predicted Zach, Jason Smith, Brad, and Alex, right?
Yes.
So it's really just who you've got in my matchup. Did you predict someone in my matchup? I don't know if you did.
I think I did. I'm trying. No, I picked you. Okay. I said despite Isaiah Pacheco's matchup, I still picked you.
Okay. So I just put them in the chat, so that way they're saved. So we can just look at the end of the chats now and do our math.
I'm just saying, I was 3-2 in week 1. That's a winning percentage. Sean was not. I know what I'm doing.
And I'll write that down too. Making my life easier. All right. So that's it. That's our pod. Um, thank you guys for bearing with us despite the glitches and technical difficulties. I think there were less on this one. And we have 10 concurrent viewers right now. Like viewership at the on the pod has been at an all-time high, and I love it.
Last week had like 40 viewers overall.
Did it really? We have 20 views right now.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was as high as it was.
Yeah. Are we getting famous? And look
No,
at that. We
that's
got
not it.
emotes in the chat. Oh, I love it. You love to
How do I
see
do
it.
this? Hey, let me add one.
But
I think I just added a cookie monster.
as always, if you have one last thing, if you have questions like during the pod about who should I start,
Not anybody in the league, other people.
I'll answer
People
people's
that,
questions.
people
Obviously,
that we actually
not
care about.
not like I won't answer questions about players in the league in their matchups against you. Well, no, I will because I told James who to start. I'll help you. I will help you all win like I do. So if you have questions, post them in the chat. I'll also help.
If you want a 15-year drought, everybody, here's where you go.
And I'll also help you in other leagues too. So if you have questions, ask them. If you want to talk shit, do it. Hey, you do whatever you like.
Live.
It's live. All right. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everyone who was in the chat, which is, I think, like everybody. Brad, Windows, Scotty, Zach, Alex, McMillan. Everybody but I think Jason Smith I've seen in the chat at some point.
Or James.
Or James. So
he's a bad person.
80% is pretty good, guys. Well done. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your matchups in week 2. And great question. We got one question before we wrap up. How soon is Mike McDaniel fired?
Yeah, the tuxedo seemed kind of fucked up.
It breaks my heart too because like I love Mike McDaniel.
Right?
He's my favorite head coach we've ever had.
Right?
Right. I think it depends on the next couple weeks. I think if he has to win 2 of his next 3 against the divisional opponents.
I think if he takes another loss, he's gone by week 8.
If he takes one more loss, he's gone by week 8.
Like, I think if he loses next week, you don't think they're looking for a coach change, especially if it looked the way it did.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like, it depends on the caliber, the what happens during the loss, right? But like, I think the bigger test is they have to win 2 of the next 3. They're playing all divisional opponents, I believe, the next 3 weeks. If I remember correctly, let me double check. Where's your team at? Devon A. Chan. Yeah, New England, Buffalo, New York. So they need to win 2 out of 3. If they don't win 2 out of 3, they're probably looking for a replacement, and he's probably fired. I mean, the thing is about the Dolphins, the reason why this is one of the reasons why this is so apparent, the Dolphins' schedule, New England, winnable game. But they played Indianapolis, winnable game. Now they play New England.
You thought?
Yeah, I thought New England, Buffalo. Obviously, it's probably a loss. Then
at Buffalo is a loss. I mean,
Jets
at home should be a win.
Jets at home, Panthers away.
Should be a win.
Chargers at home, probably a loss, but they are coming West Coast to East Coast, so maybe that gives a slight edge.
But that's still 4-2.
But then Cleveland, at Cleveland, at
5-2,
at Atlanta, like there are winnable games here. So if you don't start, I'll say this: if Mike McDaniel is it 4-4 or 5,
I think they need to be. I think they
5
need to be
and 3 probably, but like
because look at that next stretch: Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington.
Oh no! If we're not 5 and 3, we're missing the playoffs.
Like there's nothing you can do if you're not 5 and 3.
So that's
anything less than 5 and 3.
5 and 3 by week 8, or they're done, or he's done. And if they fire McDaniel, it's a fire sale. Tua's under contract for probably one more year with guaranteed money, but like it's an absolute fire sale. Tyreek will go to Kansas City.
Where's A-Chan going?
I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
I mean, he's in his 3rd year. I mean, of his rookie deal,
That's
right?
true.
I mean, like next year
Maybe
they have
you
to
do
pay
trade
him.
him. I
After
mean,
the season, you have to pay him.
He's probably
right?
our most valuable asset.
he was not a first round pick too, so which means next year is the last year of his rookie deal before they have to franchise tag him. So
Yeah.
like they don't get the fifth year option like they do if he's a first round pick. So like HM might be on the block if like they're guaranteed missing the
If they're
playoffs. Like
selling
get as
everybody,
much as
yeah.
you can for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only question is like, do you get out of this with Waddle still intact? Like, 'cause I don't think like you'll almost certainly,
Waddle's locked up. I mean,
but I think like you almost certainly keep Tua because
we
who's
keep Tua,
trading
we
for Tua
keep
with
Waddle.
his injury history? You can't trade Tua.
Right.
Like Tyreek's gone, Achan's gone.
I don't think Waddle gets traded. I think Tua and Waddle are locked in
I
while
mean,
they're under
honestly, at
contract.
this point, Waddle's like the best trade piece you have, though.
No, I would say Achan is based on the salary numbers. Waddle be extended.
Yeah,
Like
but I'm saying though, when you have to extend him, like
I get it.
I mean, Waddle's like it's weird because Waddle's like a good enough talent that
All
he's
the
gonna
talent
expect
is
top tier
there.
money.
With
He
the
expects
exception of
top tier money,
with
but
the
the stats aren't there.
With the exception of the secondary and the O line, Miami has a great roster, but it's just they haven't put it together on the field. And the other thing too, you talk about Waddle's stat line. One of the problems with Waddle is he's a glass cannon. He's always injured. He got injured last game.
That's just kind of Miami's MO, right?
Yeah, dude, we need.
And then that's Achan, that's Tua, that's
Woof.
everybody, right?
Woof. But thanks for the question, Alex. All right. Hearing no other fantasy questions or football questions otherwise, thanks for watching. Good luck in your week 2 matchups. Hope they fare better than Miami's week 1 game did and my week 1 matchups did. And we will see you all here or see you all another time.
On another time. That was really confusing. I don't know if we're going to do another one of these or not.